So every day for the past year, I took a cold shower, meditated in the morning, and tried to go as long as I could without eating food. To some, these sound like fringe ideas that only a monk or hippie would do, but for others, these are incredibly powerful habits that could change your life forever. So the main question I wanted answered was, if I could really push myself and follow all three of these disciplines at the same time, then how much could I improve my life in 1 year? This video is a summary of that journey and what I learned in the process. Oh, that's cold. All right, so as you can see, that wasn't that bad. It was just a shower. Now, of course, the beginning burst of cold water that hits you is obviously the worst, as it's the most uncomfortable and the most painful, I guess you would say. But if you wanted to try it out, maybe you could start with hot water first and then switch to cold, or whatever you want to do. Now, the main question that we do have to ask is, why would anyone want to take a cold shower? Or why would anyone want to even do this? And I think the main idea here in this video is that I try to do as many difficult things as possible, or try to do as many things that makes me uncomfortable or puts me outside of my comfort zone, because that is what makes me adapt, learn, and grow, and which is the general idea behind all this self-development stuff. Okay, so it's the middle of December right now, and I decided to go outside and go for a walk. And this sort of got me thinking about this whole idea of cold showers and what are the real world benefits and applications to all this type of stuff. Because, what is the point of taking a cold shower if you don't see any immediate benefits outside of the shower itself? So I think to a certain extent, one of the benefits for sure, or at least for me, is this slight desensitization to cold weather, either if it's cold water or snow or whatever in general. For whatever reason, I'm not as scared of the cold anymore. It doesn't really make me as uncomfortable as it was before. I know a lot of people, when it's cold outside and it snows, especially like right now, your immediate thought is, to get a winter jacket, to get gloves, get a hat, and all this type of stuff. But I think if you can train your body to get used to cold temperatures, it's actually not that bad, right? So when I think about what are the real benefits of taking a cold shower and how does this apply to my everyday life, I think the number one benefit is just the fact that you're forcing yourself to do something difficult, and you're sort of building up your mental fortitude when it comes to putting your body into positions that makes it very uncomfortable, because that is what cold weather does, right? That is what cold showers do. And you immediately want to get out of there. Of course, there are studies that talk about how when your body shivers in a cold shower, you burn a slight amount of calories, but in all honesty, the amount you burn is probably negligible, so that's probably nothing. I don't know, for whatever reason, I enjoy cold temperatures now. I enjoy the snow, and I don't have this fear of always being cold. But like I said, at the end of the day, in my honest, opinion, the one main true benefit of this whole cold water therapy or cold showers or whatever you want to call it is just the fact that you're forcing yourself to do something difficult, and overcoming that difficulty is what makes you stronger as a person. Okay, so I just had a super random idea, and see if I can combine these two skills of cold temperatures with meditation, and sort of just see if I can put together a short meditation session out in the cold and freezing temperatures, and see how bad it actually is, or how long I can last. So I'm just gonna sit down here on the dock, kind of relax my mind, and try my best to think about nothing. Hopefully I'll be successful. A true meditation session is one that allows you to be alone with your thoughts. It is the art of simply doing nothing. If you think, you think. If you struggle, you struggle. Don't fight or resist the troubling thoughts that will bombard your mind. They will come, so use this time to work through them. Focus on your breathing if you need a guide, and submit to the experience. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, I think I had enough of that. Oh, man. I'm starting to lose feeling in my fingers because the wind just makes it super cold. How long was that? Well, the camera says 18 minutes. So that was at least 5 minutes longer than I thought. Yeah, the wind made that a lot more difficult than it should have been. But I use a simple breathing technique. I think it's called 555s, where you inhale for 5 seconds, hold your breath for 5 seconds, and then exhale for 5 seconds. So that kind of made the control of my breath, made resisting the cold temperatures a lot easier. So I feel super awake and super alive now, but definitely not worth getting frostbite or whatever over that, but that was good. Now the lighting isn't the best in this room, but before I started, I just wanted to sort of talk about my experience with meditation throughout the year and how difficult it's truly been. Now, compared to cold showers and intermittent fasting, meditation has definitely been the most difficult out of the three. I'm not entirely sure why, as it seems, fairly simple, and it seems like the one that has the least amount of physical effort required, because you're basically just sitting in a room not thinking about anything. But for myself and this entire year, this has been a habit that I've been struggling to maintain and keep up and be consistent with through all 12 months of the year. Now, part of the reason for that, I think, is mainly because of distractions. Now, normally when I do my meditation sessions, it's early in the morning, and my hope was to do it while everyone else was asleep. But for whatever reason, doing it inside of the home when you have like your TV and your computer and your phone and all these other things around you, all these distractions always gave me an excuse to do something else. So for today, I figured doing a session in this garage that's isolated from everyone. I can't really hear anything, I can't really see anything, and I can hopefully just sit down, relax, and have a good session by this wood stove fireplace behind me. Oh man, so of course the day I decided to record, it's raining. I guess we'll just have to make it work. Alright, so it's 10 o'clock right now. We've been driving for about an hour, and the last time I ate something was 9 p.m. yesterday, so right now I'm fasted for 13 hours, and we'll see how long we can last. Okay, so we just got back from looking at houses, and as you can see, that it's 1 o'clock right now, and this is usually the time that I have lunch and break my fast, which is my first meal of the day. But unfortunately, I just got a text message from work saying that we all have to start an hour early today, mostly because it's going to snow, so my job is affected by the weather. And we're going to have to prolong our fast a little bit longer and wait all the way until dinner. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how my hunger levels, if they increase or rise throughout the day. Okay, so it's just after 3 o'clock right now, and as you can see, I am currently at work. And a few hours ago was a normal time that I have lunch, but what was interesting was that I had a really bad craving for food And I think this is caused by a hormone called ghrelin. Now, I'm not up to date with the current scientific literature when it comes to dieting and weight loss and managing your hunger. But I'm pretty sure that because I eat around 1 o'clock every day, when 1:30 came, my stomach was killing me, and my brain was like telling me it's time to eat, where's the food? But what you realize and what you learn from fasting is that if you know the ghrelin spike is coming, you can fight it. It doesn't mean you have to always eat. So what I did do was I chugged a whole bunch of water that I kept with me in my backpack. And then I kept myself and my mind busy with my work. And eventually that ghrelin spike, it subsided. And right now I'm like, 18 hours fasted, and I have no cravings for food at all, and I'm not even hungry. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. I do have a lot of heavy boxes and things that I have to lift, as my job is very physical. So we'll see how the full day of fasting ends up. All right, it's time to eat. Oh, thank you. You gave me a green bean? Oh, thank you. All right, so this is the first food that I've had in since 9 p.m. yesterday, so 23 hours ago. And it's a green bean. Okay, so what have I learned from this past year? Now, this challenge was supposed to be just for 2021, but it ended up taking a few extra months because I started to really notice some significant improvements in January, and all of these improvements were mental. I noticed that my meditation sessions were becoming easier and easier. In the beginning, my mind was always racing, and I found it nearly impossible to achieve a level of calmness and peace. It's almost as if I was doing the practice incorrectly, and that you need to submit to your thoughts instead of fighting them. Because what happens is that when you practice meditation on a daily basis, you're just assaulted and bombarded by all kinds of wild thoughts and ideas in your mind. Now, if you give yourself enough time to think deeply about them and work them through, your mind becomes a lot less cluttered and there's less junk. And it sort of reminds me of the recycling bin on your computer, where there's a bunch of old garbage just piling up. And it's not until you empty the bin or empty your mind that you can finally move forward. And this got me thinking, is there a finite amount of mental capacity or willpower that we have in our brains? Because as soon as my meditation sessions improved, my cold showers and fasting periods became a lot easier. So if I had to rank these 3 self-development habits from easy to hard, I'd have to rank intermittent fasting as easy. Now, typically I followed a 16-8 fasting window where I would eat for only an 8-hour period from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. and I would fast for the rest of the day. Of course, there were some days when life got in the way, and as you saw in the video where I had to extend my fast beyond 16 hours, but even then, it wasn't really that hard. All you need to do is drink a lot of water and keep your mind busy with work. Now, cold showers, on the other hand, are a little bit more difficult, so I'd have to give them a medium for difficulty, mainly because this is one of the habits that I've been super consistent with over the years. Today it's probably been about 5 years now where I've taken a cold shower every single day. But even after all these years, there are times where cold showers are just so punishing, especially here in Canada during the winter. Like, who wants to take a cold shower in the winter? Like, who in their right mind would want to do that? It's horrible. But it's definitely doable if you just force yourself to turn that faucet handle to blue. And last but not least, we have meditation, which for a lot of people might be the easiest thing to do, but for me, it was the most difficult by far. So I have to give meditation a difficulty of hard. I've spent a lot of time in the past thinking about my struggles with meditation. Somewhere in 2019 I released a video where I tried meditating every day for 30 days. And I thought that this time frame would be enough for me to develop a meditation habit, but for whatever reason, it just never seemed to work out. I think my problem is that I'm really good at punishing myself physically, whether it's working out, losing weight, fasting, cold showers, or whatever else. These are all things that affect me at a physical level. But meditation, for whatever reason, always seems to give me grief. So it will be the one habit that I definitely need to work on in the upcoming future. Okay, so who would I recommend all this stuff for? Now, if you got this far and you're still watching the video, I'm going to assume that you have some sort of interest in improving your life. If you're someone that's struggling with your self-image, confidence, or body weight, I highly recommend trying intermittent fasting. There's a ton of information all over the internet on the benefits of fasting and how to do it properly. In my opinion, the 16-8 split is by far the easiest to follow and maintain. But if you don't know where to start, there's a great book by Jason Fung called The Obesity Code that you can read. Or if you want to watch a video, just search on YouTube for Rhonda Patrick or David Sinclair. They have tons of great insight when it comes to fasting. Cold showers, on the other hand, are a little bit more difficult to recommend. But if you're someone that's struggling with low energy, or maybe you just feel lethargic in the morning, try taking a cold shower, as it'll wake your ass up faster than any cup of coffee can. And last but not least is meditation, which in all honesty is something that I would recommend to anyone and everyone who's watching this, as there is no age limit, there's no restrictions or location requirement. Meditation is simply the art of doing nothing. So find 5 minutes in your day, sit down wherever you are, and practice doing nothing. And hopefully in time, all these type of habits will eventually change your life. Thanks for watching.